All right, let's talk about something absolutely crucial in crypto, but something a lot of people get wrong: true privacy. Seriously, forget what you think you know. We're going to dive deep and break down exactly how two incredible technologies, Lelantus Spark and Dandelion++, are actually making financial anonymity a real thing.
So, first things first, let's just shatter a huge myth right out of the gate. You probably think that just by using crypto, all your transactions are automatically private, right? Well, for most of the big ones, yeah, I'm talking about Bitcoin, that's just not true at all. Your financial life on the blockchain, it's way more like an open book for anyone to read than some kind of sealed secret envelope.
And this really gets us to the heart of the dilemma. You see, the very thing that makes the blockchain so revolutionary, this public, unchangeable ledger, is also its biggest privacy weakness. As crypto gets more and more mainstream, leaving a permanent, public record of every single transaction you ever make, well, that starts to create some pretty serious risks.
I mean, just think about all the threats coming together at once. You've got governments and regulators looking closer than ever. You have the nonstop threat of data breaches that can link your real identity to your wallet. And of course, centralized exchanges are monitoring everything. It all points to one big problem: a permanent public financial footprint that can be traced right back to you.
So, how in the world do we fix this? Well, the first part of the puzzle is to break the links inside the transactions themselves. And this is exactly where Lelantus Spark comes into play. It's a protocol designed specifically to, you guessed it, erase your financial footprint right on the blockchain.
Okay, so the real magic behind Lelantus Spark is this concept that's actually kind of beautiful in its simplicity. It's called the burn and redeem mechanism. Just imagine this. You walk into a bank with a bunch of old marked up dollar bills. You hand them over, and in return, they give you brand new, crisp, totally untraceable bills. That's what's happening here. You're literally destroying the old coins to create something completely new, with zero history attached.
It works in 3 simple steps. First, you burn your coins, which basically just destroys them. That single action shatters the transaction history. Poof, it's gone. Then, whenever you want, could be minutes or months later, you redeem the same amount in brand new coins that have absolutely no connection to your original funds. It's like a complete financial reset button. Now, you might be asking, how secure is this really? Well, when you go to redeem your new coins, your transaction gets mixed into a cryptographic pool with over 210 other transactions. We call this the anonymity set. It's the digital crowd you hide in. And while 210 might not sound like a huge number, the math behind the cryptographic proofs makes it a statistical nightmare for anyone trying to link your new coins back to your old ones. You don't just hide, you mathematically disappear.
But here's the thing. Erasing the transaction link is huge, but it's only half the battle. What about your digital location? Your IP address can still give you away. To solve that problem, you need a second layer of privacy. And that's where Dandelion++ comes in.
Let's break down how these two work together, because it's pretty brilliant. Lelantus Spark anonymizes the what, the transaction itself, the link between sender and receiver. But Dandelion++ anonymizes the who and the where. It hides your IP address by bouncing your transaction through a random private chain of computers before it ever even gets broadcast to the public network. It's kind of like sending a secret package through a whole network of spies. By the time it gets where it's going, nobody has a clue where it started.
So when you put these two together, transaction privacy and network privacy, you get this incredibly robust shield against surveillance. Look, for everyday users and for serious investors, this is not just some small feature upgrade. This two-layer approach fundamentally changes the entire game when it comes to financial security in the crypto space.
And get this technology isn't just for money. The same exact principles that protect your coins can be used for an entire ecosystem of digital assets. This is where we get something called Spark assets, and it's what opens the door to a truly private world of decentralized finance, or DeFi.
Just stop and think about the potential here for a second. We are talking about being able to create and trade private tokens, private stablecoins, even private NFTs, all with the same powerful privacy shield. You could tokenize real-world assets, think property, art, and trade them completely confidentially on the blockchain. This could revolutionize entire industries.
And this quote really just nails the vision. Imagine being able to prove you own a super rare digital collectible without having to show your entire wallet history to the whole world. Or imagine trading a piece of tokenized real estate without broadcasting all the transaction details for everyone to scrutinize. That's the future this technology makes possible. Okay, so the tech is obviously super impressive, but what does all this mean from an investment point of view? Well, in a world that is just getting more and more transparent, the demand for real digital privacy is going through the roof. And you know what they say? Where there's that kind of demand, there's always a huge market opportunity.
We're seeing this perfect storm of powerful forces. Regulatory scrutiny is pushing people to find privacy. User concern over data breaches is higher than it's ever been, and the market itself, especially big institutions, needs confidentiality to even function. All of these things are fueling a massive surge in demand for real privacy solutions.
And really, here is the bottom line. In a decentralized economy, where every single transaction is potentially out there for the world to see, the ability to choose privacy isn't just a nice feature, it is a core component of value. True, verifiable privacy is going to command a massive premium.
So if you're an investor, listen up, because this is the key takeaway. Privacy protocols are tapping into a massive and growing market need. They offer a pretty solid hedge against, unpredictable regulations. And honestly, they're the key that's going to unlock the next big wave of DeFi adoption, especially from the big institutions. And that's why projects like FIRO, the ones actually building on Lelantus Spark and Dandelion++, are positioned to be right at the front of this whole movement.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. As our financial lives increasingly move onto public ledgers, the default setting is becoming total, radical transparency. And in that world, the ability to control your own financial information isn't just a right, it's one of the most valuable assets you can possibly own. So the only question left is, what price will you put on it?